Qantas's woes began on January 18 with a huge mid-air scare.
The major emergency response at Sydney Airport this afternoon.
Qantas flight QF144 issued a mayday call.
The left engine failed.
I was pretty panicked.
I heard the engine fall.
Then, from January 19 to the 22nd, there were diversions and mechanical issues aplenty.
Passengers don't know that things go wrong on aircraft all the time.
The Qantas flight was forced to turn back after pilots were notified of fumes in the cabin.
Look, let me just start by assuring everybody that there are absolutely no issues at Qantas.
Things sometimes go wrong.
Our pilots are trained always to err on the side of caution.
But in the past week, more turbulence.
You ever seen a grown man naked?
On Jan 24, QF887 from Adelaide to Perth was forced to turn around because Qantas hadn't completed the necessary paperwork. On Jan 25th, QF254 from Brisbane to Blackwell made an unexplained turnaround, and QF1608 from Perth to Kalgoorlie was forced to land back in Perth after a, quote, minor issue.
There's nothing wrong.
And yesterday, when QF2104 from Sydney to Coffs Harbour was forced to turn back over a potential landing gear issue, it was 10 dodgy incidents in just under 2 weeks for Qantas. So, should we be crapping our DAX?
I think that Qantas is just fine at the moment. These types of events happen globally. Aviation is still the safest means of transportation available. It is not a concern. But you have to remember we're just coming out of a 2-year hiatus, COVID, and a lot of these airplanes, if they were parked, may have created some opportunities for dust and particulates to get into electrical systems, hydraulics, oil, engines, fuel systems.
CASA, the Aeroplaney Government Safety Group, is also okay with it all.
The Civil Aviation Safety Authority is confident Qantas is operating safely and has confidence in its safety management systems.
Oh, well, they've always had a great safety record.
Never know what's going to happen.
I feel still safe flying with Qantas. I reckon if it was any other airline, they probably would have crashed.
Globally, the aviation industry has about 10,000 turnbacks per year. Qantas says it averages around 60. However, if it keeps up this current trend, it's on target for upwards of 260 this year. So there's that.
Roger, Roger. What's our vector, Victor?
It's up to the pilots who are making these decisions, and they are erring on the side of caution.
Well, clearly Qantas is still the safest airline in the world. That's without dispute. What we didn't include in that package, I was on a turn back on January 1 out of Melbourne flying to Queenstown. We got an hour and a half toward New Zealand, and the pilot came on and said the navigation equipment was inoperable and so we couldn't land in Queenstown. Now, if you've ever landed in Queenstown, you come down through the mountains over a lake, you'd want the navigation to be working. So I don't have a problem with them erring on the side of caution. Wouldn't you rather go back than...
I'd rather a turn back than a crash.
But is it weird that it's always Qantas? Look, I just would not have expected... Why isn't it happening Virgin?
I think the other airlines are having it. Jetstar's had its problems as well.
That's owned by Qantas.
With flights, yes. I don't know about Virgin. I'd have to look that up. But it seems they've had a bad run, yes. A lot of these planes were hibernated during COVID, and some of the theory is that when you bring them out, you get these warning lights that go off unexpectedly, and it's probably not a problem, but you still have to go back.
Also, I am just being told that apparently Qantas chooses to report it. So maybe other airlines are having it, but they don't report it.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah.
I never thought I'd say this, but I miss Tiger Air.
Yeah.
No one misses Tiger Air.
That was an airline that you could rely on.
Just wait for Bonza.
Bonza,
yes.
yeah. What's Zoot? Is Zoot's here?
I don't know. I've never heard of Zoot.
Zoot is here, yeah.
Zoot's here. I'm a big fan of Zoot. I'm a frequent flyer.
You're a fan of anyone at this stage. You're just looking for free flights.
I'd love a free flight, guys. Because he lives.
Indeed.